Welcome. Welcome back to another episode of the Holistic Cannabis Show. I am your hostess, Dr. Yolanda Henderson, and always joined by my co-host.
Today I'm going to be Dad.
Dad. All right. Super Dad. All right. Also, we're celebrating Freedom Day. We're celebrating in the USA. Today is Juneteenth, June 19th, which commemorate the wonderful holiday that all the slaves were free finally. Okay, so it started out in, Texas didn't know what was going on with the Emancipation Proclamation. Did I say that right?
The Emancipation Proclamation, which was signed exactly 5 years before the last of the persons who were enslaved in Texas were notified they were free.
That's right.
Now, there is some question. That Emancipation Proclamation actually did what it said it was supposed to have done. There's still some discussion about the legitimacy of that, or did it just widen the pot?
Wow. All right, and so you all also know that because there are things like this that can happen, we see that in the cannabis industry. So we see that out of the 50 states, there's states that are legal and there's states that are not. So I just wanted to add that to, your understanding, your thought process, to know that we still have work to do in the advocacy of all 50 states becoming free from the enslavement of the cannabis plant. This is just a plant. It is plant medicine, plant healing, whatever you want to call it, to you, yourself, and whoever else needs it. Not to say that everybody needs it or wants it. It's just to say that those who have safe access to it and those who can utilize it for health and wellness benefits should be allowed to use it in all 50 states. Grow it. I mean, everything about medical cannabis, or as people say, it's cannabis, period. All of it is medical in my eyes. So if you all understand what this show is about today, it is more than Juneteenth. This is Juneteenth freedom for Freedom Day in America. But are we really free in America if we don't have access to medications that are going to be helpful to our bodies? And so we'll talk about that. But we also got a lot of other things going on, being that we just celebrated some holidays such as Father's Day. All right, so happy Father's Day to everyone called Dad. Happy Father's Day. Happy Dad's Day.
Word.
All right, happy Father's Day. And happy Father's Day to Mr. Henderson, Dad, to the coolest dad. Happy Father's Day. You're the man and father of 8, the co-host of the Holistic Cannabis Show. I mean, the list of things you do go on and on. And so you got a list of items for Father's Day and just how handsome he is, hey, he got some fireworks. Did y'all pop the fireworks? Yeah. And to my own dad. There's my dad and there's Mr. Henderson. Yes, standing taller than my dad. Yes, he's short. Hey, Dad, what's up? Happy Father's Day to you.
Right on.
All right, so
I just want to say that I appreciate all of the Father's Day messages that everybody was sending me on Facebook, the text messages, the calls.
Yes.
But most importantly, I have to say that Father's Day will not mean anything to me without my wife.
Oh, look at you.
The mother of my children. I could not have been called father. So I just appreciate you.
And you know what? If more men would appreciate us like that would be so awesome. So shouts out to you again.
You have to work for it, man. You have to work for it, man. You're talking 15 years.
You just had to be the best dad ever. And thank me for allowing you to be a father on Father's Day. But you know what? I have something to say about that. There was actually no balloons in the store for Father's Day.
I know.
I didn't see anything that I wanted to get to. I saw a bear. I saw some cars. And it was this little bitty section. And
That's all
oh
we
my
get.
goodness,
That's
I
all
felt
we get.
so bad. I was like lost for it.
That's all we get. But Mother's Day, you get rows and rows and rows and rows of Mother's Day cards.
Yeah,
You get
yeah,
free places to eat. You
yeah.
know, Father's Day. Well, the only way it's free is if you got kids that can take you. And people that'll take you somewhere for it, but it's not like a whole lot of restaurants that's just like father friendly.
Yeah. So saying all of that, we got to do, better as a African American race. Most African American men, I'm not gonna say, I hate to say it, but are not in their children's lives. And it could be for the reason for the sanity of the kid or for the mom or however the things are going. There are ways to communicate you want to see your child. If you got to beg on your hands and knees, this is your child, this is your seed, this came out of you. So thank goodness for you coming so that you can have that seed that came from you. Y'all get that later. All right, so let's go on to the next topic. Happy birthday to the Army. Yes, hooah to all of those who served or still serving in the U.S. Armed Forces of the Army. Happy belated birthday. All right, so we celebrated birthday this past week and Flag Day. And a wonderful House of Representatives did honor and appreciate me. It was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, for Women's Veterans Day, which was June the 12th. So shouts out to Texas for starting that. Again, Texas has been a trendsetter, so they're starting the Juneteenth because it doesn't spread to all the other states, and some states don't recognize these things, but Women's Veteran Day is something brand new. All right, and so we want to spotlight a nonprofit that I think is wonderful, is doing a very great job helping homeless women veterans. All right, so Final Salute Incorporated is bringing awareness, assistance, and aspiration to women who are homeless. All right, so if you know a woman veteran that is homeless, they have to be a veteran and have to be, certain things, but they're raising money and they are doing it by having the Miss Veteran America competition that we just went to, and we had fun, everybody. We went down there. I was a semi-finalist, and I did, yes, Ike and Tina and the Ikeettes. And we had a great time. The Ikeettes did a great job. All right, Ike, he did a great job.
I always do a great job. Mike Turner.
Yes. And of course, we had the wonderful competition, the interview competition. So it was a two-part, competition. One was the interview, and one was the talent, the lip sync talent. So I hope I put on a good show for everyone.
Bravo,
and
bravo.
we will know, everybody will know July 1st if I made it to the finals. And if we go to the finals, we will then be able to perform that again in front of everyone who wants to attend. And we'll be selling tickets. And of course, again, it's to help the homeless women in America, not just Georgia, because in the state of Georgia, we have about 344 or 644 homeless women veterans, and we have to get those numbers down. There should be no homeless veteran in America. All right. And now our birthdays for the month. We celebrated this past week Mr. Tupac Shakur. All right, on June the 16th, 1971.
The GOAT.
He was the GOAT. Rest in peace. All right, and then my son, Jalen, turned 17, so we're excited about Jalen. Again, happy birthday to you. All right, so happy birthday, Jalen. All right, so what can hemp do? Anything that these can do, trees, cotton, plastic, and petroleum, hemp can do better. All right, so.
Indeed.
All right. So, we got some news for you. All right. So, do cannabis breathalyzers work? And according to data in the latest study, technology meant to quantify the presence of THC in the breath fails to reliably distinguish between those who have recently been exposed to cannabis and those who are regular marijuana consumers. All right.
So basically, it don't work.
Canada's legalization has led to approximately 21,000 fewer criminal interactions between police and young people. Crime has gone down. You see that? Canada is showing us what's going on. Federal legislation was introduced, the Higher Education Marijuana Research Act of 2023, which would appropriate up to $150 million in federal funding for university-sponsored medical cannabis research. All right, so let's get it. Older Americans hold positive perceptions about the use of cannabis. According to the latest survey data, 83% of participants said that cannabis is less harmful to a person's health compared to alcohol, and 67% said that it is a highly important treatment for older adults. A new study reports that there are fewer negative consequences from alcohol consumption in states where adult use cannabis sales are legally permitted compared to prohibition states. New study reports that young people typically use alcohol and tobacco before they ever try cannabis. What does that tell you? And then the latest research shows children exposed to cannabis before birth performs no differently on a neuropsychological assessments when compared to those who were unexposed. So you see, there's evidence there, and the more the research, the better. Qualified patients in Vermont may now cultivate up to 12 plants and possess their total harvest. All right, so we need to move to
Vermont.
Right. First-time marijuana possession offenders in Louisiana are now eligible to file a request for expungement of their records so they can get those bad things off of their records expunged. All right, and then living in proximity to a medical cannabis dispensary doesn't make kids more likely to consume marijuana. So y'all did hear that, that is a myth. We debunked that. All having these dispensaries gonna make people want to come and get cannabis, even though we haven't gotten the research and the data yet about how many people are turning to cannabis now that it is legal in the state of Georgia. That does not mean that kids are going to want to take cannabis because of their parents' use or the dispensaries that are in sight. All right, so again, that was part of what I had to say today. Also, to donate to Final Salute, please go to the website www.finalsaluteinc.org to make a donation. In my name, I am Yolanda H. 4MVA. That's Yolanda H. 4MVA 2023. All right, Yolanda H. 4M as in Mary, V as in veteran, A as in America, 2023, and give a donation. It may be $1, it may be $2, but finalsalute.org is where you can make that donation under my my credential through the Miss Veteran America campaign. All right, so donate. That allows to pay for homeless women veterans, which we're raising money for Miss Veteran America to go out. Once she wins, whoever she is, he can't, hopefully it's me, I think I earned it, but Tina Turner earned it, Ike earned it, the Ikeettes earned it. So we think that we should win. But shouts out to all the other great, people who contestants who did what they did, and they were great. So I'll show you pictures of them next week. But for now, let's talk about Juneteenth and what it means to us here in America.
Juneteenth, short for June 19th, is the day commemorating the end of slavery in the United States. It's a holiday that has been celebrated since 1866 and represents a critical turning point in American history. Open up a classroom history book and the author might say that slavery ended on January 1st, 1863. The day when President Abraham Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation, it established that all enslaved people in the Confederate States in the rebellion against the Union shall be then, thenceforth, and forever free. Of course, the proclamation stated this, but it did not instantly free any enslaved people. It would take another 2 years for slavery to end in the United States. In Texas, slavery continued uninterrupted during the Civil War. The state wasn't involved in large-scale battles, and there wasn't a real presence of Union troops. 2 months after the war came to a close, U.S. General Gordon Granger arrived on Texas soil and read General Order Number 3. The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. Granger's arrival marked the freedom for 250,000 enslaved people in the state. Although emancipation didn't happen overnight, celebrations broke out among newly freed black people. Juneteenth was born. The following year, freed people in Texas organized the first of what became the annual celebration of Jubilee Day on June 19th. The holiday wasn't widely celebrated across the country, but the traditions continued to grow over the next several decades. By 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Finally, in June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a national holiday.
And now we take you live to the East Room of the White House, where President Biden is going to sign the law making Juneteenth a national holiday.
All right.
Juneteenth marks a date of major significance in American history. It's the longest tradition of celebrating the emancipation of thousands of enslaved people who forcibly worked and lived in inhumane conditions. The 2-year march from when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed to the arrival of troops in Texas is a metaphor for the many ways in which freedoms for black people have been delayed in this country. Today, the holiday is a way to acknowledge past faults, help heal current divisions, and move toward a future of a more perfect union.
All right, very good.
All
very
right,
good.
so there you
2
hear
years.
it, there you see it. So it was 2 years, but it was still too much, too long for us to realize that we were actually free. So they got a lot of labor, extra 2 years of labor out of us for free. So I think we should get some money for that. I think we should get reparations for working 2 extra years when everybody else was free. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was our ancestors. See, even though it was our ancestors, it was great grandmama and them, but they would have passed it down to us anyway. So, I think we should get another stimulus check, another couple of 2 years worth of stimulus checks to be exact. Because that would help us out.
That ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen.
Okay, well, fine.
Oh, no, that ain't gonna happen right there.
It was something that
You know
we
how
should
many-
all get together in motion and take it to, the White House and have them to put it on the books.
That ain't gonna
We
happen.
get enough signatures. I mean, who don't like money? You know what I'm
That's
saying?
gonna cost trillions of dollars.
Oh, wow. Well,
That's gonna cost gazillion of
But
dollars.
we are the biggest consumers. Do you see that in the
That's
news?
why. That's another reason why it ain't gonna be a good idea.
Well, we get the stimulating economy, especially
We
for
don't need to
black-owned
stimulate the economy.
businesses.
Ooh, see, there it go. There it
man.
go, right there. I
Oh,
was
man.
trying to hold that in.
Okay.
We don't need to stimulate their economy.
Okay.
We need to build our own economy and strengthen our own economy.
Okay.
Their economy ain't no good for us.
There you go.
We
All right.
good for their economy.
There.
That's why all the slaves was looked at as property.
Mm.
We was good for their economy.
See. Well,
They're
you
not
gonna
good for
preach
our
today.
economy,
Go
though.
ahead and preach. Go ahead
They
and
double
preach.
taxing you. They double
There you
taxing
go.
your money every day. They got you buying into a credit system to do what? To pay for where you was born? Who you paying it to? Say, man, that really needs to be the next session. So, you know what I'm saying? When we get to that credit repair part, I'm going to show you how to get it done.
All right. Well, it's on you, credit repair.
Bam, bam, bam. This segment right here is brought to you by www.nth Credit. Check this out. We restoring the credit profiles. We don't just repair the credit profiles, challenging the negative items. We help you restore your credit score, right? We help you get trade lines. We help you with credit cards. We help you with education, with literacy. We show you how to budget your money, how to spend your money, how to save your money, all right? And it's customized to the amount of money that you make, all right? We'll just use no outlandish figures here. So, in your quest to fix your credit and become financially free for Juneteenth, we gonna show you this first letter right here that's on the screen is a bureau reinvestigation. All right. Now there's another letter that you're gonna see which should precede this letter. It is a basic dispute letter. And on that basic dispute, all right, there's another letter. But the basic dispute letter, it basically says to the credit bureau, hey, I want you to investigate this item on my credit report that's not accurate. And it states the law, Section 15 USC. This one. All right? This is pretty much how you're going to body the letter. All right? I always put the client first name, the client last name. In this instant, you are the client. This letter is right out of my book. All right? Client address, your last 4 digits of your birthday, your birthday and the last 4 digits of your social. All right, and then the bureau address and today's date. Bring it to their point that they got this letter, right, that you want them to take something off your credit report. It starts a investigation. Then determining if that item that you're disputing is actually right or wrong determines the credit bureau's response. They're going to respond with deleted or they'll tell you that it was validated, right? And that this is a real deal.
All right.
In that case, you're going to send them a validation letter.
Right.
Which is a letter requesting validation of that debt. Now, you don't want them to send you back verification. Verification is like a statement, y'all. They're just going to send you a statement or something like that and say, oh, yeah, this is it.
So it's a difference.
Right. Validation requires the credit bureau to request from the original creditor certain items. Provide the breakdown of fees of how you calculated what you claim I owe. The credit bureau can't do that because they're not responsible for that.
Right.
All right. Provide a copy of my signature on a contract document that holds me responsible for this alleged debt. Right. You typically will want to see wet signatures.
Right.
Cease any credit bureau reporting until the debt has been validated by me as required under the FCRA. Now, that's where I get a lot of people that questions that part. They say, well, what is considered reporting?
Yes.
Reporting it includes late fees. It includes any item about that credit report, any information about that debt. It should be ceased while this investigation is going on. See, a lot of y'all don't even know that. If it take them 60 days, this item that you're disputing is no longer on your credit report until it can be validated.
Right.
We don't even ask for that a lot of times, right? And then that a debt collector has to register to be business in your state, to do business.
Wow.
They actually have to prove to you that they are authorized to collect on that debt based on state. All right? They can't come up with any of that stuff that you request. Guess what? It got to come off the credit report. Bam. Now, you're going to lose the history that's associated with that trade line. All right? But don't worry about it. It's already charged off from the original creditor. That's a validation letter. In the event that you've sent that letter certified, the first letter, you sent it certified, and they still don't respond, you send them a Bureau reinvestigation letter within 15 days.
Right. Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Because that's halfway through the cycle. So by the time they get that letter, if they have not complied with the information in the first time, then you're going to hit them with this, asking them to reinvestigate. If they come back and say that the item is verified, you're going to send this letter to reinvestigate. All right?
Right. So how many times do people go through that? I know it takes a lot.
There's no one-time letter that can absolutely work 100% of the time. And if you're talking to somebody that's trying to help you with your credit, or you're trying to get an understanding of it, you have to be persistent when you're dealing with the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus, they make money by reporting negative information. The credit bureaus don't have an incentive to report positive information quickly. Prove my point. Be late on a bill and watch how fast it's on your credit report.
Yes, but pay it on time and see how slow they actually have it on your credit report from what I'm seeing.
Okay, then another little tip that you can tell, check this out. Sometimes the bureaus don't even report. How about that? If a portion of your credit score relies on information to be 100% accurate and they don't report, say you have a 12-month history, right? And you see that they only reported 7 out of the 12 times that you done looked. That's an inaccurate reporting, whether you paid on time or not. It affects your score. 888-959-2093, www.nthcredit.net.
That's it. All right. So we have a strain that we consider every week, and it's determined by the holidays. Sometimes we pick it by just what's great for certain ailments. So this week we have a wonderful strain, and we're going to, get that strain. Mr. Henderson,
I know it. I can talk about this strain.
You can talk about the strain from heart.
Yeah. Okay. Because we're celebrating Juneteenth, I wanted to talk to y'all about a black strain. Okay. All right. Not a black-owned marijuana company. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a black strain. All right. It's called the Black.
The black weed strain.
It is black. Okay.
It is really black. Let's see.
It's a indica. And we all know what indica can do for you, right? Indicas will put you to sleep. All right.
Couch high.
Couch high, right. The THC content is 16% in this plant. The CBG content is 1%. It's 90% indica bred by BC Bud Depot. The strain dates back to the late 1980s, originated in California and on Vancouver Island in Canada.
Right.
As a characteristics of many indicas, this strain is used for pain relief and sleeping aid. But the most interesting part about this strain is that it's named after its characteristics. All right. Frosty leaves turn from dark purple to black during flowering, reaching maturity between 8 to 10 weeks.
That's it.
The leaves actually turn black.
Black. Wow. Love it.
There it is.
So for those who consume flower, for the states who do, which all states should, hint, 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 Juneteenth, let my people go, let my cannabis go, and in that order. We need to free, not just having the liberation to know that we were free as slaves, we need to know that we have free to access our medications as well. And from this plant, this is included in the discussion for freedom. If we're in the land of the free, how free are we? That's the question. How free do you see these plants growing behind me that we're able to do so at our own free will? And I'm not saying to be ungrateful, but I'm saying to allow at least the choice as an alternative medicine and a better quality of life with the utilization of cannabis and the amount that is, sufficient for each its own, So we all know that cannabis classes are important and we need education first. So shouts out to, again, the Gift of Life Community Home, in part by Atlanta, Georgia Academy of Cannabis Science, which is our 8-week now program that educates everyone on the health and wellness benefits of medical cannabis in everyone's community. So you can be a doctor, you can be a farmer, you can be a business owner, you can be a broker. There are so many jobs. There's bud tenders, there's cannabis pharmacologists, which we certify for. And again, we are the first African American trade school here in the state of Georgia. I think we're the first and the only one for a while, and there may be others up and coming, but to begin with, we have already created history. We have already started the education process where it is needed and where you can get your credentials, and you don't have to just do it and have people to trust and believe in you. You can actually have something to show for and work towards when getting hired. We also have students who are getting hired in the dispensaries that but that are opening up around Georgia. So if you're interested in getting that certification as a cannabis pharmacologist, aka dispensary technician, please give us a call. And what is that number again, Dad?
888-959-2093.
There you go. Give us a call, or you can reach us at 404-631-6360. Let them know that you saw us on our show, and we will give you a discount. All right, I'm not going to tell you how much of a discount, but we will give you discounts. We also give referrals, so if you refer someone to us, it's $50 per referral, and you can collect when you are sending them over to us. We will also be on the radio, so be looking out for our radio advertisement for the show and for the classes as well. So until next week, we want to thank you all for watching. Again, contact Mr. Henderson for all your credit repair needs and wants, and be sure to tune in next week on Sunday, as we missed Sunday due to Father's Day, but we will be back Sunday for more information and news you can use on medical cannabis and holistic society wellness. All right, thank you for watching. Peace.